Welcome, guys, back to the I Love Wrestling podcast. I'm your host, as always, Justin Woolwine, and today we are welcome with TNA's Director of Authority, Mr. Santino Marella. How are we doing, my friend?
Awesome, man. Awesome. We had a snow day today, so a little bit of a different day with the kids at home, but awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Of course. It's snowing down here in Chicago, so I definitely understand. It's been that way. It looks like it's gonna be a rough winter. Um,
Yeah, there's a lot of snow. Yeah, just for December.
it's been crazy. I'm excited because right now in wrestling, there's a lot going on, especially with TNA. I want to start with talking about TNA's representation going into this Saturday night's main event. It's John Cena's last match. Leon Slater is going to be there. As a TNA star, what's it like seeing TNA get that representation on a main show with that spotlight?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of levels to that. So to have TNA represented is awesome, but to have Leon Slater, the representative, that's the next level, right? Because sorry, one second. Yeah, because he's just like everyone loves Leon, man. He's such a good guy, such a respectful kid, and he's so grateful of what he's going through, and super talented. And it's good for the company, right? It brings a lot of eyes towards TNA, but so it's like we're going to benefit from him having his special moment, but so it's like a win-win-win, and WWE gets to have an incredible superstar in Leon Slater for the night. So yeah, it's wins all around.
Definitely. NXT has been causing quite the ruckus on TNA lately. It seems like that's going to come to a boiling point in the steel big TNA versus NXT Steel Cage match. As the director of authority, do you have any idea what we can expect from that match and maybe the fallout of that matchup?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're gonna have to see this. It's an interesting match. Like once the last person's in, it's not like it's pinfalls and submissions, and it's one pinfall. There's no like Survivor Series style where there's no elimination. So it's gonna be tough to get a pinfall when you have 10 guys in there, and five guys can, or four other guys can break up the pin. And I did have a look at the cage. The new cage is stellar. So it's going to be a good match. And, someone's going to get crazy and probably try and fly off the top of it.
Of course, always can expect that in a steel cage, especially in a modern steel cage match. Somebody's got to go off the
Right.
top. I guess the biggest news for TNA lately is the amazing AMC deal, multi-year deal for TNA and Impact to move on to AMC on Thursdays. What was your reaction? Maybe what was backstage reaction to this big deal? And what's it like for you to be back in that spotlight on television product?
Yeah. I mean, we were being updated, and we knew that something was close to being done, but the office was really diligent with regards to not leaking information. So it was I think a couple days before something leaked out, but I heard about AMC, but I wasn't confident that it was ANC because there was other stuff. There was Sci-Fi, there was USA, there was CW. I mean, I heard tons of stuff. I heard Amazon Prime, right? So I thought it was just one of the things that people were talking about, but it ended up being AMC. And, I'm not a big TV guy, but I know about Breaking Bad and Walking Dead. And those are AMC shows. Like uh, someone pointed it out last weekend where I'm like, oh man, like AMC is like AMC, AMC. So it's massive. It's so massive that I didn't even understand how massive it was until after this weekend when people kind of really explained the numbers to me. It's going to be humongous. And then we're going to be seen by a lot of people, and it's a prestigious station too. It's not just about the numbers and households. It's a prestigious station. To be a part of that station, you kind of get the rub just by being on that station. That's tough to get on.
And it's for TNA. Some might consider it the biggest news since like the original TNA days, whenever TNA was put on Spike. Like it's that level of exciting again. And
Yeah,
I
this
gotta guess
blows
the
Spike
feeling.
away.
Yeah, I gotta guess the feeling is just like that, especially backstage.
Yeah, and it's changed since then because I think Spike was even still it was a stationary show,
Yes.
right? And we have a chance to travel across the country and the world for that matter, putting on shows, um, which is cool because every time if it comes to your town, once a year, it's a special thing. So you get out there and you're a little more excited than if it comes to your backyard every week, right?
Yes.
So we have the makings to have it because when I was a kid and I would watch WWE, they were constantly selling the fact that you want to be a part of this, like you want to come and see this live.
Hmm.
And I think we're doing a great job at that. You can watch it on TV, but if it's in your neighborhood, you got to come see it live. And that's the way to experience wrestling. TV is cool, man, but you got to, get that popcorn and chant and be in the audience and make those, especially if you're a young kid, those core memories of going to your first, second, or third pro wrestling shows. There's nothing like it.
100%. TNA this year has really just dove into doing the live shows, especially a lot. Is that something that's been a transition for you guys going from, a taped product to a live product?
For me, not so much. I was on live TV for quite some time, and we have to hit our times in terms of if there's a commercial break coming up. You can't. You got to finish your match before the commercial break. You can't mess it up. But if time gets taken away, it has to come from somebody else. So it's actually, I mean, everyone's pretty good with regards to hitting your time, but it's now a new factor. It's a new element in our workday. The need to hit times. So we talk about it, we addressed it, and if anyone needs help on how to make sure you hit your time, there's people to help you, mentors, producers, agents, whatever you want to call them, coaches. So we're doing those that have to adjust to that, they're adjusting really well, and those
Perfect.
that have experience are totally helping out as well. So yeah, live TV is a bit of an adjustment, but doable.
100%. 100%. Speaking of the AMC deal, the debut episode is going to be January 15th. I believe tickets are already on sale, or about to go on sale. Do you have any idea what we can expect from you guys going into that debut episode? And how does it feel personally to be a part of such a monumental event for TNA?
Yeah, I mean, personally, when it was my personal objective. I got hired in the Scott Demore days, and I've said I believe in this product. I believe that this product will land a TV deal, uh, and he needs to be in front of a greater audience. When I started, there was like sometimes there was shows where there was like sub 500 people in the audience. I think one was 300 and something, and then to watch it just incrementally grow and grow and grow, and it's been incredible. Like this is all happening in 3 years. Um, the way the business is run, it's I know it's a lot more professional, but yeah, I mean we have people that so before it's kind of wrestling people doing specific jobs, and now it's like people that specialize in those jobs, kind of learning about the business, but it's uh it's like the yin and the yang, the kind of opposite. So no, everything in TNA is really well run. Um, some other companies might have more people doing the jobs. So, for example, let's say we have four makeup ladies, where some, a big company may have eight makeup ladies. That's the kind of the difference. They may have a few more producers, a few more writers, but it doesn't make it a better product to have, more chefs stirring the
Definitely.
pot or whatever. Um, I think I went off topic. Sorry, good question.
You're good. I mean, sometimes too many cooks in the kitchen can
That's the one.
hinder a product. So it's good that you guys have zoned in and maximized the potential of the talent and the individuals that you have. Because sometimes, like I said, too many cooks can create chaos.
Right.
Um, something I think is really sweet about your latest run, especially with TNA, is you being able to work alongside your daughter on television. What's it been like for you as a father to be able to work with the second generation Marella?
Yeah, it was. There's a lot of second generation talent and sometimes third generation talent in today's locker rooms, and I think it's a testament to the industry and how good, good of a life it can provide. And if I'm a dad, I am a dad. But I mean, when my daughter graduated university and now it's time to consider a job, I'm like, well, there's this one thing that's like pretty much the coolest job in the world if you want to do it. It's amazing. It's the skill set that you're going to develop, being able to, speak in front of a live audience, like post wrestling. That's a transferable skill, whether you're in sales or you're presenting to a company or acting, and it's also tough, right? You have to train and you have to get bumps and bruises and that trem clad mentality that you develop by working around obstacles and focusing on yourself, and you become an entity like a without even knowing it, you're an entrepreneur, right? You research and develop yourself, you market yourself, you have to train physically, you have to learn the craft, do your homework, and and get from place to place. So there's so many different skills you're learning while you're having the greatest time of your life. And if you make it to the highest level, you can make a lot of money. So that's why a lot of the parents put their kids in it, because it's good for you and it's fun and you can get paid really well. So um, probably going to see more and more and more second generation wrestlers in there, just like you see it in baseball and the NBA. And if it afforded the father or mother a good life, it's good to put your kids in it too.
Yeah,
But yeah, but for me to work with my daughter this year was definitely something special. I didn't even think it would happen this fast, to be honest. So the fact that it did is awesome. Um, and I just hope to keep working with her, for the rest of my career.
absolutely. Could we see any more second generation Morellas make their way into wrestling?
It would be a while. My next one's 7. So,
Okay.
but we trained for it already, man. We're doing those chin ups and push ups and jujitsu class, and we have promo. We cut promos, and yeah, no. And then my 4-year-old, she's next.
Absolutely. One more question for you. This is one that I had requested. Um, if you could put together a Mount Rushmore of individuals who have taken the Cobra, who would those four individuals be? Who's received the Cobra the best?
Man, number one's JTG.
I knew it.
Yeah, yeah, I knew it.
I knew it. That was my favorite. That popped me as a kid.
Yeah, that's mine too. Zack Ryder actually had a good one where I cobraed both his legs, and they were paralyzed, and he was dragging himself across the mat. That was pretty good. Um, Believe it or not, Matt Bloom, Tenzai.
Mm,
Tenzai did a whole where like I cobraed him, and he's like, "Ah," he came at me, and then did like he collapsed. It was pretty funny, and he was like all stiff. And recently, Ethan Page did a pretty good Cobra Cell when we were off the air. So hopefully you can see that one. That was pretty good. But yeah, number one, JTG.
perfect. Santino, thank you so much. I'm excited for you and what you got coming up. TNA, the AMC deal. Just thank you for joining us, and I'm looking forward to potentially doing another one down the road. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.